All right. Thanks, everyone. That was Elsie Bay. She just released her new song, Don't Think I'm Dying, But. And now we got Alex Crichton, who dropped Barcelona last Thursday with us. How you doing, Alex?
Hey, good. How are you? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the last one. I don't know if you
No,
heard.
no, 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 no. You're totally good. No worries at all.
Yeah, how are you?
Pretty good. Well, yeah, let me just find the notes I had for you. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, what do you did you still want to do a performance at Barcelona? Do you have a
Yeah,
guitar ready or anything?
yeah. I got a good time.
Okay, great.
How's the sound? I'm not sure myself. Is it like loud enough, or I can turn it up?
Yeah, you sound good speaking right now. I can't guarantee the guitar is going to come well over the stream,
Yeah.
the shot. I know
How
last week when we
can you
did
hear that?
it worked, but yeah, no, it wasn't pristine, but we'll
Okay.
probably mostly hear your voice, but give it a shot.
Okay. Wait, I'll test it out. How does that sound?
Play a little bit more.
Can you hear that?
No, I can't hear anything.
We can't hear anything.
Yeah, yeah. Are you on an electric?
No, I got I guess I kind of put my mic on my desk. Hold on, give me a sec.
No worries.
Um, yeah, what about now? Still now though?
No, that's weird.
Oh,
I'm hearing like a slight delay, but yeah, it's nothing really clear.
oh, hold on. There we go. There we go. Try this.
Oh, yeah, it sounds great now.
Okay, yeah. I
What's
it was
going on?
I think the Google Meet was like filtering out anything that's not speech.
Oh, okay.
So all right. Yeah, I was getting into the performance, then chat a bit after.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, here we go. This is Barcelona. Well, we were dancing in Barcelona. She took my hand, said, "Will you meet me tonight? There's somewhere I wanna go." The smell of her perfume stuck on the only shirt that I brought. Think that I'll take her home with me if it's all that I got. We went up and down the stone streets and the coast till the morning when she told me she had to go. But she said, "Oh my, for the rest of my life I'll be looking for you out there in the parking lots, in the cars that drive by. I'll know you're close somewhere. It's not goodbye forever, it's till we're together again someday, I hope. Till then, Barcelona, the place I love the most, the place I love the most." Well, it's getting late now. We left the party and all of our friends. Think we should wander around. We never know when it'll end. We'll sit on the doorstep, not a single thought in my brain. We don't know where we are, but I know what I want to say. Now I wonder what you're doing on a Friday night. If you want to hear from me, or it was something you wanted to try. So I'll say, "Oh my, for the rest of my life I'll be looking for you out there in the parking lots, cars that drive by, I'll know you're close somewhere. It's not goodbye forever, it's till we're together again someday, I hope. Till then, Barcelona's a place I love the most. A place I love the most. Oh. She said, oh my, for the rest of my life I'll be looking for you out there, in the parking lots, in the cars that drive by, I'll know you're close somewhere. It's not goodbye forever, it's till we're together again someday, I hope. Till then, Barcelona. Till then, Barcelona. Till then, Barcelona. It's the place I love the most. Well, we were dancing in Barcelona. She took my hand. There we go.
Hey, that's great, man.
That might have been the first time that I sang it live.
Really?
In front of people, yeah. It was cool.
That is sick. Do you not perform out a lot then? You're mostly.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of time finishing up school, so I'm yeah, between that and then making music. I'd much rather like produce and write songs. But singing live is something that I think is 100% on my horizon in the next year. Because for the few times I've done it, it's unreal, and I love just like connecting with people like that.
Amazing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, one of my first question seems a little silly now, but I was originally going to ask, have you been to Barcelona? But then I saw your post, and obviously you have.
Yeah, I have.
I don't know if it was just an elaborate thing you made up or what, but
Yeah. No, I have, but I don't know if it goes into another question, but the song is like not about my time in Barcelona. Like I went to Barcelona because I traveled across Europe for a bit, and like I loved it, but the song is like inspired by a movie that I saw that happens in Barcelona.
oh,
Yeah, and it just kind of like triggered some kind of like memory, emotions, and then inspired me to write the song.
that's awesome. Wait, sorry, what you said you were traveling for what?
So I was on exchange during university. So
Oh,
I went and lived in France for about like 6 months, 5 or 6 months, and just traveled around everywhere and went to Barcelona. It was unreal.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, so that's sweet. Yeah, no, because we talked about the French thing. So you are serious about French a little bit, then it sounds like, right?
Yeah, I speak French.
Was that part of why you did the exchange? Because you already knew it, or to work on it more, or was it just you wanted an opportunity to travel?
A bit of traveling and a bit of I already like I speak it. I'm pretty bilingual, so
Wow,
so it was like just kind of a bonus instead of going somewhere and like having to learn a whole other language. I thought, okay, I'll stick to what I know, but something different.
that's awesome.
Yeah, but I'm definitely happy. I'd recommend anyone who's like considering to do like an exchange or like if you a job abroad or something. I think it's an amazing experience.
I agree. I was in Berlin for a month. It was definitely.
Yeah, I didn't get to Berlin. Germany was top of my list because all my friends were from Germany, and
No way.
there's the most awesome people ever. But I never made it to Germany.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth it. I was blown away. I thought I was crazy for wanting to go there because it feels kind of random. It's not as kind of, you know, like I feel like in culture, it's not like, oh, Germany is the sexy place to go. Like it's not really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
But it's
never.
awesome.
No, depends who you ask.
Exactly. But yeah, so you're fully solo act essentially. You write, record, and even mix and master your own music. I was just curious, how long did it take you to get to that point? where you're able to do that now, and what was kind of the learning curve?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm still learning. I'm still on the learning curve. Um, but I do everything like right here where I'm standing.
Hmm.
Um, I got like a MacBook, like an interface off of Amazon, and a mic. That's pretty much it. A guitar too. But it started. Oh, how did it start? It's been so long. I think it was in high school. I had gotten into like Shawn Mendes and Ed Sheeran. Um, and I had like I had no idea like how anything in music worked. Like it's like starting from zero. I just knew there were songs on the radio that I liked, and then there's this guy Shawn Mendes who was like somehow famous because he had good songs that I liked. So that's how I kind of got into music and like decided to like really learn how to like sing. Like I practiced a lot, practiced guitar, learned like playing any John Mayer song I could find. And then um like the major learning curve is I discovered this guy named Phineas who produced Billie Eilish, and learned like that kind of opened the whole world of like what people were doing this like anyone could do this like because they were making Ocean Eyes in their bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
And I watched every single interview, like every single YouTube video. I'm like, what? I'm like, how is this like possible? Then started making beats. I don't know, that's how I started. Started making like trap beats with my friends on this
Mm.
free program I had on my like Windows computer called LMMS, which is a ripoff of FL. But it's just like it was free. And then honestly from there, just repetition. Like I was obsessed. I still am, but I was obsessed with like writing songs, and then every song I wrote, I wanted to record it and I wanted to like make it sound the same. Um, and then yeah, upgraded to a MacBook, got Logic, and then it's just like that was like the big leagues. You know, you can kind of do anything once you get there. And man, I like just been learning any like YouTube. I've probably watched every single tutorial there is on YouTube on like producing, how to do this, how does like a compressor work, and then you kind of get into like how to mix, right? Like how to make a sound. And then I think it was just like years of that. And then 2022 or 21, um, I had a song called Out of Time I wrote and I recorded it, and um, it felt good enough about it to release. And it was kind of, I was just more like, and this is still my like my mentality now. It's just, if you got a song that you think like you like, why not just put it out, see what people think. And yeah, ever since then, it's just been any kind of resource I can find that'll help me get better at producing, recording, mixing, mastering. Um, watch that. Try to incorporate in the next song. But yeah, that's the long answer. But is
Oh,
yeah,
that's amazing. So
yeah.
high school was when you first got into it? So,
High school, during the pandemic, I would say,
wow. It just
2000,
it,
2020.
how recently that was. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
because it kind of sounds like, I didn't know if you had started when you were a kid, or like for it to be that kind of recent is pretty impressive.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it takes up a lot of my day. Like
Yeah.
I'm confident in saying I'm obsessed with like in the most like uncreepy way. I'm like I'd say I'm a nerd about production and anything like related to making a song.
That's great.
But I mean, I love it, right?
Yeah. No, that's an awesome place to be. But on a similar note to that, I was kind of
Hmm.
curious, if you could outsource one part of being an artist, what would that
Yeah.
be? Whether it be the mixing, mastering, or even marketing,
Mm,
scheduling content, like what's something that you would maybe not do all yourself if you had the funds to support that?
yeah. Um, what like before what I'll say is to me, I love control over my stuff.
Yeah.
Like to give up something, it would have to be like extreme communication, and I would have to be like in the room or on Zoom every time they make like an adjustment. Like I think one part that I would love to outsource in the future, if it happens, is mixing.
Hmm.
I think my mixing is pretty like regular. I'm not doing crazy stuff. I don't know any like the expert tricks or and I think I tend to overthink stuff a lot. So I think having someone like professionally like mix my tracks, and use like have it sound like industry, like I don't know, like that sound when you hear like a Benny Blanco song come out and it's just like it's like shiny and it's perfectly balanced. I'd love to hear what like the difference is if someone like a professional mixer
Yeah.
would mix my stuff. Um, but again, I've looked into it. And I mean, my songs have like 150 stems on them, so I don't know anyone who would I don't know
Wow.
anyone who would.
So you're really, that's interesting. So you're really layering a lot of sounds. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, and that's also something I'm trying to like cut down on. But honestly, it's more just like I'm huge into like drum layering, like probably 50 of those are just like drum layering or something, like 40 to 50 are just drums or like little like ear candy things. Like it's a lot of just stuff like that. Um, but I also layer like a lot of like electric guitars. There's always like some kind of uh like thing coming in and out.
Mhm.
Vocal stacks too. I think it might sound like my choruses use there's never just one of me singing.
Wow.
But yeah, it ends up to be like 100, 150 and um the price is pretty steep for those. So that's actually why that was actually why I like
No, that's a
decided to learn it. Yeah.
good point. Because yeah, I was thinking, I mean, I feel like, oh, maybe the most you would say is like 10, 150. That's a lot. That's hard for me to
Yeah.
realize because you're basically doubling every instrument to a certain extent, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Even the bass, even that, or is that?
I do I do. If you want to get into like the nitty-gritty, yeah. I mean, there's all kinds of like tricks and like tips that I've seen like on YouTube from people like Jack Antonoff. I know I learned from Jack Antonoff one thing with the bass is um actually the chain smokers also do this is they'll have like a completely dry like just regular bass like if you were to play a bass and record it so it doesn't sound like deep, it sounds kind of like an unplugged
Yeah,
guitar. And then on top of that, they'll have like a synthetic bass, which is like a virtual instrument. Um, for anyone who might not know,
yeah.
it's like just a virtual bass where that's like really the deep part. So now you've got like a layered. You hear the top end of the strings, but it's like
Wow.
it fills it in a really clean way. And then on top of that, for like choruses and stuff, um, if you want the chorus like really hit, you can put like another just sub bass, which is just a super low frequency, like just for like a hard hitting part in the chorus. So, um, I mean, yeah, once you layer stuff like that and for drums and bass and then synths and then it starts to add up. But yeah, I like to use like all those like funky things that you see in YouTube videos and see if it'll help my song. Like I think that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you've already like listed a bunch, like Ed Sheeran and Shawn Mendes. You said now Jack Antonoff and Phineas. You really
Yeah.
are like it. That's cool because it sounds like you really are just trying to learn from the best of the
Yeah.
sound you want, which is perfect. Because
Yeah.
I didn't even think of the Shawn Mendes or Ed Sheeran influence, but obviously now that makes perfect sense. And just to see that you're kind of because you don't. It doesn't sound like you're copying them, but you're just taking kind of the elements of what makes them great and applying it to
Yeah.
your own stuff, which is great.
Yeah. I mean, like when I make a song, I just want it like I think I started making music because I was like, I love this music so much. I want to like make something I also
Yeah.
like there's not enough of it for me, so I'll just make more. Like that's kind of how I see it sometimes where I'm like, I just love this so much. They're not like I've listened to it all. Let's make something that I'll also love.
I,
Um yeah.
that's great. I think a lot of artists think like that too. Actually, it's just kind of like the like if you can make your favorite song, why not make it?
Yeah.
Like because
Yeah.
you have more control. It's like okay, this song resonates me. Let's make a song that's actually about me, and like
Yeah.
it'll work and see if it can apply to the masses in the same way.
Yeah.
Is the
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
So going back to kind of loosely. Oh, I think I forgot to introduce. I forgot. I think I forgot to say. So you're based in Ontario, right? You're from
Yeah.
Ontario, Canada.
Ottawa, yeah.
Oh, Ottawa. Sorry. Is that
Yeah,
within?
it's in Ontario. You nailed it. Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, I just want to go into that a little bit because you're a Canadian artist, and I feel like Canada and America sometimes often get lumped together, but they're
Yeah.
obviously different countries. So I'm a bit curious about maybe growing up in Canada and how that affected you musically and just in your life in general. And then we were speaking about the French thing. That's also obviously a different influence that you have that we don't have here in the US. But I'm just kind of curious, like, what about your experience feels maybe uniquely Canadian, if anything, in terms of being an artist?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I think growing up, I never saw like Canadian artists versus American artists. Like obviously now growing up and like being like realize that you like I'm like extra proud that we got like Justin Bieber and Shawn Mendes, like Drake and like people who kind of like are big and
Yeah.
started from like small places in Canada. But honestly, I think in terms of musical influences, like how it's influenced my music, I just think music is music.
Yeah.
Um, like I've never really been like, oh, I like them. I like them because it's like this is Canada. It's more just like if music speaks to you, it speaks to you. And it's a bonus if they're Canadian too, 'cause then you're like, oh, I can identify with like it's possible of it. I think that might have been a way it influenced kind of my belief, seeing like really admiring, like I said, Shawn Mendes, really being like, wow, like he started like in Canada in his room and now look what he's doing. Like, because I think there was like a big kind of like stigma where, you gotta go to like Hollywood if you're not born around there, like New York. It's really tough to like have any sort of impact and grow. But I think as I kind of grow up and you see those artists do it, um, I think it gives you a lot of like hope and belief and ties into that like you can do it from anywhere
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I guess I was also thinking like, because I know, are you familiar with Bruce Coburn at all?
The name sounds familiar. I don't think I know any of his songs
He's,
though.
he's an example of like somebody who's kind of like he was kind of like a Bob Dylan or a Leonard Cohen, but he's
Okay.
from Canada, and because he's much like there's just certain artists that are I think just happen to be much bigger in a certain place. I was curious if there was maybe an influence you had that like when you mentioned them to an American person, they're like, "Who's that?" But
Mm,
sounds like who you've been listening to have been people that have been kind of globally accepted for the most part.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I did have a lot of influences growing up that my parents would play that were maybe like smaller. Um, I'm trying to think that were maybe smaller. Actually, there's one that's from like Quebec. It was a French group, and this was like one of the first groups that I was in. It's called like Mix Four or Mix Quatre in French. Um, and it was basically one of those like shows, almost kind of like The Voice, where they get a group of people. Um, but instead of it being a competition, they like just make an album together.
Awesome.
And I used to like love watching that show, and I would like sing like I like knew all the songs that they were doing. And I do like my school projects on like their songs. Um, but yeah, I think all the music over the years is kind of just blended in to
Yeah,
like I just want to make something that I like something where I listen to and like this is dope.
totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
you alluded earlier to being a student, so you're a college student, which I think
Yeah.
makes this even kind of more impressive to me. So I'm curious. So it sounds like you're at the end. Are you a senior? Is this your last semester, last year?
Last year, yeah.
Yeah. So I was curious. Also, if you are open to sharing what major you are in, because I'm curious. Is this because you seem like you take your schooling very seriously, which is great. But does that mean that you're still kind of pursuing your like the degree in whatever you're studying, and music's just kind of a happy accident? And I
Mm,
assume kind of when you started college, maybe the music wasn't taking off as much. So do
yeah.
you want to do both of them, or do you have kind of like if you had to pick a choice right now, you do music full time?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm a marketing major, like a
Okay.
business degree, but major in marketing. Um, and I think like I went into marketing because I just love like the creativity of it, and I wasn't like 100% sure. I knew that I liked music, like I said, like since high school, and I was like, well, like what I like about music is the creative part, and if anything, this will help music. Um, to answer the second part, I mean, like my dream obviously is to just pay the bills, release music,
Yeah.
play shows. Um, and I think there's a thing like there's a really like famous independent artist called Russ, and he's like He's
Mhm.
like, yeah, if you're paying the bills from music, like that's success. Like you made it. And I think that's obviously my dream. But like you were saying, I mean, obviously coming out of high school, I don't even think I had a song out yet. I was kind of posting covers on TikTok, had maybe 8,000 followers or something. So I wasn't really gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna do this like at the house. Because I knew I still had like a lot of work to do and stuff. So yeah, did marketing, but now obviously, um, I've come a long way from coming out of high school and in my music trajectory. I still think like, I don't even know if this is the start even. Like I still think this is very like ground zero for what I plan to do. Um, but yeah, like the my absolute dream would be to do this for a living, be able to like be comfortable and make music. Because I think at the end of the day, it's just um you just want to be like you just want to be comfortable in your choice. And like Rick Rubin, who's a like crazy creative genius, he's like some people you need a job to be able to create like a sort of job outside of music to be able to create your authentic music. Because like if you're struggling, some people can't do that. So I don't know. I'm kind of
Yeah.
figuring it out, see where things go. But like I said, I like marketing, which is why I like music as well. And I love promoting my stuff on TikTok and like finding like new ways. So I like both. So to me, I don't see why I can't like pursue both. And if one takes off, then follow that. But yeah, I think marketing and music are two things I would be doing regardless of what like I'd be looking at scrolling on TikTok being like, man, they could have improved on this ad. Like they could, or I'd be listening to a song being like, ah, like I'd be writing, like I'd be doing it regardless. So, um, I like both, but I think my number one plan A is make music and do that for forever.
Well, that's really impressive to me that you think you're at the ground zero because you're still. I feel like you're in a place where you're really like taking off. I think it's so hard for a lot of artists to even get to the level you are. They
Yeah.
chase this for so long, so you're already at a. I mean, obviously, always can get bigger, but you're already at a point where like the fact that that's where your mindset is. I think is just shows
Yeah.
how driven you are to.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't mean it as like a diss
No,
to
I wasn't.
anyone who's.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking like in my head, like
yeah.
my self belief is like up here. So like to me, I think I'll always think that like I'm just getting started. Um, but yeah, no, I've come. I think I've come a long way. Like when I think of like where I started even a year ago. Like a year ago today, um, is like kind of like a funny story. A year ago today, I was like kind of starting to give up on music. And I was just like, this is gonna be like a hobby, focus on school, and then um released a Christmas song that did well, and then things like completely changed. But yeah, all I meant by that is like I know I can still make like much better music. There's a lot of undiscovered stuff. That's all I meant by that.
Yeah, no, I wasn't saying that you're
Yeah.
being dismissive, but yeah, no, I'm just saying it's impressive. I mean, you having that mentality, I think, just shows that you're gonna do well because you are that driven to get there. But yeah, I was gonna ask you about Merry Christmas, I Miss You. So it sounds like you
Yeah.
answered that, but gonna ask like, did you have any inkling or any idea when you made that, like, oh, this is gonna be hit, this is great, or was it just felt like another song?
No, it's the craziest song I've ever like. Um, kind of just is a testament to when you get out of your own way and you should make something to make like for yourself. Um, it's like the best art because no, I had another song that I actually put out right after called Coffee. So I
Mm,
made Coffee and I was like, all right, I'm gonna release Coffee in like December or something. Um, and then I was listening to that Bleacher song, Merry Christmas, Please Don't Call, which but if you know my song, you know that song. Um, and and I listened to it and I was like, man, I want to make a Christmas song. Then I heard that song and what I loved about it was it's a Christmas song, but Christmas is kind of like the background. Like it's about something completely unrelated to Christmas, but just in the context of Christmas. And I love that because I don't want to write like cheesy Christmas song. To me, that wasn't interesting. So I literally wrote that song. I think I was about to go to bed. I was sitting on my bed right there and wrote it kind of wrote it kind of like all at once. Like my writing process is weird. I kind of just spin around in circles with my voice memos app until I find the words and I keep going. Um, and yeah, I came up with the chorus. So what if I go? And then um, wrote it probably like 20 minutes, I think, like 20, 30 minutes
Yeah.
before going to bed. And then the next day, like listened to it, finished up the second verse, and I think I recorded it, produced it in like a week. Like it was very just like this feels right, move on. This feels right, move on. Like not really thinking of anything. Like, and then at the end, I was like, I in my head, I was like, hey, I have coffee. I like coffee, but now I have this Christmas song. I'll put it out as like a bonus, you know, like I'll just put it out like I think December 2nd. It was like, all right, I'll put it out, and then people just like loved it. Um, People loved it like like on TikTok. It was like going crazy. So I was like kind of surprised, but yeah, that's kind of how it happened. So it was just super fast, like whatever feels right, kind of like a last minute idea. And I was putting it out as like a bonus thing people might like, and it ended up being like by far my like most listened to song. And then I ended up putting coffee after just because I liked it still. But yeah, it was cool. That's how it happened.
That's cool. So were you, because I know we've talked about your TikTok process and kind of like if a song does well, you put it out. Were you teasing this song, or was it just something you just put out and then teased after?
No, no, I don't really. I try not to tease songs too much.
Okay.
Because I think I don't know. I've tried both, and I think from a like I'm very business minded. Once I'm done the song, it's like I'm business minded. So in my mind, if people are gonna like the song, I want the song to be out so they can go right away and listen to it. And they can like add it to their playlist right away. Because I think I just think with my songs, I wouldn't want someone to be super hyped for a week and then get tired of waiting and then be like mad at me and then I miss like I just think it's more effective for me and it's more pleasant for a fan if you hear the song and you're in love with it and then you can go listen to it and then
Yeah.
you become so much more in love with it. So no, I just kind of put it out, like finished it. And I was like, good enough. This sounds good to me. Put it out. Um, and yeah, didn't really tease it. Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of happened.
Yeah, no, I know we talked about that, sort of the Nick D method of sorts of like,
Yeah, that's actually where I got it from.
yeah,
Like I said, I listen to like every podcast with like Nick D, Connor Price, Russ. Um, yeah, they're huge on that. I just like put it out, just put the song out. Like Russ did like a song every 2 weeks at some point, which is insane.
yeah,
And he's like, yeah, he's finished it, put it out, next one, put it out, next one, put it out.
yeah.
And I think Somber does that too, actually. I think Somber,
You had told me that. Yeah,
yeah.
no, there's actually this band I like, kind of, they just did it as a one-off thing, but it's basically a solo act, but it's called Into It Over. It's kind of like an email thing, and he did a song a week for a year.
That's it. As a band too.
Well, it was technically like it's a band, but it's one guy. It's kind of like Tame Impala. It's like that type of
Oh,
situation.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's like he just has a moniker, but it's one guy. But I haven't listened to the whole thing because it's so long, but it's actually like my favorite stuff that he's done. Is the interesting stuff about it. It's just
Wow.
you just do it, it just comes out. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's cool because to talk about it a little bit because it's kind of opposite maybe conventional knowledge of what you hear because I think
Yeah.
because I've had artist friends who have made a career out of TikTok and like I know at least in one of their cases they teased the song for a month, did the pre-save thing, and it was their first single. They had this thing. Oh, shout out Busy. I'll just mention her. I used to play in her band. She had the song called Anybody. She was in a car just doing like this thing on TikTok, and then she did the pre-saves. And I remember I performed like with her. I played her like single release show, not thinking that much of it. And her friend was looking at like her Spotify for artists, and I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And I was like, what? Like she had like 100,000 streams the night of, and I was like, are you serious? Like I was like,
Yeah.
I was like blown away, and
Yeah.
it just blew up from her doing that method. So that clearly does work, but it's just kind of I think it's just trial and error and whatever works. But if what
Yeah.
works, it works. But yeah, I think it's interesting that you can see success from that. But then I've also seen I think I've probably seen more cases of that kind of not working because artists get in their own way where they're just persistent with that method and they don't really respond to like, or they don't acknowledge like the lack of fan engagement or whatever, and just kind of like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to push it. But if nobody's responding to it, then it's kind of all for naught. So sometimes you have to put something out, and then I think you're able to not get yourself as worked up, because if you're putting all your eggs in one basket with this song and you're pushing it and then it doesn't deliver, you're going to be defeated, and to have to do that process again is overwhelming. So I think to do what you're saying of just kind of putting a song out and kind of removing the expectations, and then it might overperform, kind of is a good way to approach it as well.
Yeah, and I think no one's an expert in
Yeah.
anything. Like anyone who says this is the right way, no one knows, and everyone's a genius when it works. That's kind of what I learned. So I mean, I have friends who are putting out like their first single ever, and they're like, should I tease it for 2 weeks, for 1 week? Should I just put it out? And I'm like, you're never like, just I'm huge for, and I've talked to Matt about this. Matt is also like this. Just try something. Like,
Yeah.
write down all your options, check them off. All right, try this. Next one, try this, and then you just need one to work. But yeah, I think that's super cool. Like, you can just do what feels right, and then if it doesn't work, try something else next time. I think that's how people get out of their own ways. You just try it and don't think that that's the way. Like this is the ultimate one. If it doesn't work, then we're screwed. You know.
Exactly. And going back to your songwriting process a little bit, do you have a consistent reason of like knowing when a song is done, or is it just kind of situation based? It sounds like you said sometimes you let it happen. Sometimes I assume it takes months to finish, right?
Yeah. My process is a little weird. It's changed a lot. Like when I was learning, definitely like high school, first, second year of university, I was super like, I'm gonna sit down. I have to finish a song. Like I'm gonna write this. Like then I'd sit down and be like, okay, what am I gonna write about? I think people should do that. I think that's like how you build the muscle of building the story and like finding like, like making it sound like a song. But now it's a lot more kind of inspiration. Like I'm always writing stuff down if I'm on the bus or just walking around and I see something, or even sometimes pops into your brain. Like you think, oh, that'd be a cool, like I'll remember this, like a feeling or something. So I'm huge with writing little notes down in my notes. But to write a song, usually it's just something that I think of, something that speaks to me, and then you kind of feel it. You're like, okay, I feel like, for lack of a better term, I feel inspired. Like, I feel inspired, and then you kind of write it down. But my process is I'll usually sit like we have an old piano in the living room here, or a guitar, and usually start with like the chorus, because I think the chorus is always the most interesting part for me. And I see all my songs as forever. I see all my songs as like a movie or a music video. So to me, the chorus is like the big dramatic part in the music video, where it's like the guy breaks up with the girl and it's like, and then once you've done that, then I love going into like the story, which is to me the verse is like the story. So kind of like you can see it in Barcelona. It's like you're dancing in the streets, like you're talking on like the doorstep, and that's kind of like the details that you would see in the music video. But yeah, it's kind of, now it's a little more spontaneous, less forced, I would say.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so what were kind of the steps that like led you then come into Strm, and like what made you want to chat with us and go into this process?
Yeah. So I'm part of a program called ACL, which is really cool. Ran by a guy named Andre. Shout out Andre Hurd, because he's amazing. But it's basically like a community of artists that have been accepted to this program and have like a bunch of meetings every week, and you kind of just help each other grow, like give each other ideas. Andre's like super knowledgeable guy, so you can run anything by him. Like if you got demos, he'll give you A&R notes. You got a marketing strategy, like okay, we'll figure out what the posts are. And then there's guest speakers. So Matt, who works for Strm, came and gave a presentation on Strm. I thought it was super cool, because I'd been offered a ton of like distribution deals, but they were for like a long period of time, or they took a giant like chunk of money out. So I hadn't taken any of those, and he presented Strm, and I thought it was like really cool. Hadn't really heard anything like that. And then yeah, kind of got connected through Andre that way, and met the entire team, which was also just like super cool. Like met Jeff. And yeah, and I just honestly believe that you guys like believed in my music. You guys wanted to push it, and with like the Christmas season coming around, I really wanted to try to get like on like Christmas playlists. Like that was part of my like goal. I'm like, it'd be so cool if I'd be on like one of the big Christmas playlists that like my friends will throw on at a Christmas party, and it's like, I'm like, I think that would just be awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then communicated that with you guys. You guys were like, yeah, we agree. That'd be awesome. And yeah, just decided to transfer over some of the songs and try to get the songs out to more people, so more people can hear them.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear all that. Yeah, no, just to wrap up then, what are kind of your next steps? Do you have other songs in the docket? Obviously, yeah, we're trying to push Merry Christmas, I Miss You, but do you have any other new releases that you're gonna be releasing with us in the near future?
Yeah, I'm always working on new stuff. Yeah, right now I'm focused on kind of the Christmas stuff. Just released Barcelona, so I'm super excited to share that with people. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't want to say too much for sure, but there's definitely like an EP or a bigger body of work in my future. Um, the timing again depends on how things are going, but definitely an EP, if not ton of singles. I got a lot on deck that I'm just trying to get through whenever I have time. So yeah, it's gonna be. This was a big year. I'm gonna try and make next year a bigger year.
Yeah, because you haven't done an EP yet, right? That would be the first
Oh yeah,
large release.
yeah. I want to so bad. I just honestly I get sidetracked, or I end up loving one song so much that I just want to put it out right away. And
Yeah, that
then
makes sense.
but no, yeah, it's definitely I'd love to make something that's like give like my listeners more than just one at a time, because I love it. I think my sweet spot is like four or five songs or something, where an artist will put like 4 or 5 songs and you listen and you have time to like actually listen to each song. Because I
Yeah.
feel like in an album sometimes, and obviously albums are great, but it takes a lot of time to like listen to each one individually. Um, so I think like 4 songs. I'd love to put 4 new ones, and then
Cool.
maybe rework two, like an old one, or 2 old ones.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks for giving us that little preview. But yeah, sounds good. Well, yeah, great speaking with you, man. I mean, I'm pumped about this song. Excited about
Yeah.
the work we're gonna be doing together. Yeah, thanks for speaking with me.
Yeah, man, I'm so happy to be here, and excited for what's to come.
So sounds good. All right. Well, we'll talk soon. We'll
All
we'll,
right.
we'll keep it going.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Have a great rest of your day, Owen.
You too, Alex.
All right, bye.